Hey everybody, welcome to Coffee and Conversation. Y'all look, it is Monday and I'm a little tired today. See, she done already dropped her sheet. That's how we starting. We starting this Monday, dropping sheets and carrying out. But it's a good day. It feels good outside. It's a beautiful day. Let's go ahead on and take this entire day. Hell, take the season. What else you got to do?
Taking the day, I am taking the day. Taking the day, I am taking the day. Taking the day, I am taking the day. Taking the day, I am taking the day.
All right, everybody, if this is your first time here at my channel, welcome. I poke around here. I hope you find something that ministers to your whole entire soul. And that's what I'm about. I'm about sharing the lessons that I'm learning in my life and translating it into something that will bless and help yours. And I usually try to do it as quickly as possible, as in a car trip, the time it takes you to get from work to the grocery store, or to get from the house to the job, or whatever, something quick while you get dressed in the morning on a Monday morning. I want you to, set your intention for the week. So that's what I'm about. All right, if this is not your first time here, hey, family. Hey, y'all see I got me a new little bang for you. She got a little something different for you. Child, try to wake it up for you in the fall. It's the holiday season. I figure you could do something, use a little different and spice it up a tad today. So I got you a little bang look for you. You see that? Y'all like it? Come on and like, share, and subscribe. Y'all, if you all are not, I did see somebody listen last week and they subscribed. So I just want to say thank you for that. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Make them numbers go up here, and like and share the videos that touch your soul and touch your heart. All right, so jumping right into today's discussion. Y'all, last week I was bothered. It was election week, and we had so much going on just in the world, and I found myself in a funk. Like, I really did. And then to add to that, my sons, who have great grades, one of them has a C, and I was like, now where in the world did this come from? Because we don't get C's. Like, I'm not. It is what it is. Let's talk about what's going on. Come to find out, this boy is, instead of doing schoolwork, he reading, because he mine, and I love to read, and he reading during class instead of doing his schoolwork. So he has a C in his classwork, and he's brought his grades down to a C. And so by the end of the week, y'all, I just felt like, damn it all to hell. That's really how I felt, like, for real. I just was like, I can't. So by Friday, I realized that I really need to get to the bottom of this. Like, I started talking to my husband, and I talked to a friend of mine. I talked to Tisa Child. And then, I realized, and Tisa was like, well, what's bringing this about? And I said, I need to do my self-work. I really do need to sit down and see what is triggering me. So I'm going to share, my steps to working through your spiral, and we've talked about spiraling before, but spiraling is when so if you follow my channel, honey, you familiar with the term. Spiraling is when something is here, and you take it and you go all the way. You just kind of spiral all the way down to the bottom of that thing. And then you find yourself at the bottom of the bucket. You always blue, depressed, need a drink behind, or something stronger behind a spiral. It can be an emotional spiral. Well, they're all emotional, but it can be a mental spiral where your thoughts, you start out with one thought, and then that one thought goes all the way. You just go follow this whole mental train down to, my life will never be any good. It could be emotional where you are, I feel good, and now I feel bad, and now I don't want to get out of bed. It could be an anxiety spiral where you're panicking, where one moment you're okay, and the next moment you are panicking. You got the heart palpitations and everything. You can't focus or function. Either way, you have spiraled. So I found myself emotionally spiraling. Well, I just felt bad. I just didn't. And I said, well, what is triggering you? And you know what it was, y'all? it was an emotional and a mental spiral. It was, and anxiety. It was all of them, child. I was lumped in together on Friday. I was a wretch undone. But I said, what is causing this spiral? Number one, watching all of the film. There has just been a lot of stuff in the news about society and the world as people try to influence us to vote and how they want us to vote. We're being inflamed about our world. And it was affecting me. The other half of that was the realization that I could not get my son out of this C. Like, he got this C. You can't go back and redo classwork. You know, we might could get a do-over on a homework. You know, if it's a test, you might be able to say, can he do some extra credit? But child, on classwork, ain't nothing you could do, honey. If your classwork average is a C. So I just felt pretty powerless. It was the feeling of powerlessness. I felt like I just didn't have any power to control the things of my world. And it was making me spiral. And in both situations, I had done all I could do. And it wasn't getting me to where I wanted to be, right? So then comes the place where you have to accept, right? So let me tell you how you do that. One, you want to start with, and I do have my notes down here. I told you I dropped them. I just set them on the ground. One, be compassionate with yourself. Don't get angry or upset or bothered by the fact that you're not on the top of the mountain. You know, it's important that we work, or not work, but that we stay engaged and aware of our life so that we don't dip low, because it's harder to pull yourself back to a place of positivity when you dip so low and you train yourself to think negatively. It's hard to train yourself out of that. So you constantly want to make sure that you are not defeated in your mind. In doing that, there are moments where you're not going to be winning today in your thoughts, and it's okay if you're not winning today. Be compassionate with yourself and say, I'm not doing my best today. But you also have to understand what is triggering you, because if you continue to watch inflammatory material, Angela, if you continue to allow your son to not pay attention during school, well, he's going to keep that C. He ain't going to pull up out of it. You're going to stay inflamed and feel like the world is a mess and going to hell in a handbasket. No, you have to stop the bad behavior. So stop the bleed and be compassionate with yourself. If today I don't feel like stopping the bleed, I don't feel like stopping, putting a Band-Aid on it, I just, for at least 30 minutes, it's okay if I wallow and say, my sister say I like to wallow. So if you want to wallow for a minute and, oh my God, it sucks, it's hard. Okay, I've wallowed. We got that, did that. I'm going to give myself 30 minutes to fall apart, and then I'm going to pull it back together, right? So be compassionate with yourself. After you are compassionate with yourself, what's next? Do something good. And I don't mean something to fix the problem unless you're ready to do that. Now, if you're ready to fix the problem, go right ahead. But do something that inspires you. Do something that helps you to understand what really matters in life. Do something that helps you to focus on what's really important. My son got a C. He's alive, he's healthy, he makes A's. So we learned something about him today, and we won't make that mistake again. And he learned something about his mama. He sure won't make that mistake again. His daddy too. But he won't make that mistake again. He learned from it. Very good. He learned something from that. Focus is not the end of the world. So let's do something that inspires us. Let's do something fun. Let's do something that, I don't know. For me, I bought Christmas trees. We're going to have Christmas trees in our bedrooms this year. That's what I did, because I love Christmas. So we just going to expand. And I went to the store and bought more decorations and did all that type of stuff. Now, this foolishness to somebody else, but to me, it made me happy. So what makes you happy? Find something that inspires you, that makes you happy, and do that, and do it with joy. Maybe it's go spend some time with a family member that doesn't have COVID and you don't have COVID. Y'all go spend time together. If you can't do that, maybe it's watch a movie. Whatever, although be careful with that, because sometimes watching movies can be numbing. But if you're not numbing yourself, watch a movie, play some music, and dance around the house. But I want you to physically do something that is pleasurable for you. That will raise those endorphins. That will raise your mood elevator. That will help you feel better about life overall. But stop watching them triggers. Stop your trigger. Start doing something that is encouraging, that feels good to your mind, your body, and your spirit. Go to the gym. Do something great. Lastly, I want you to accept that life has imperfections, that you aren't perfect, that your life is not going to always be perfect. It's not going to always feel perfect. And that's great too, because imperfections teach you something. Imperfections are sometimes the most beautiful thing of any life. Appreciate the imperfection of your life. It's not perfect. It's life. You're human. And enjoy the beauty of your imperfection. Now, that don't mean, again, I don't ever want to give you all permission to live trashy lives. That's not what we're doing. But you can certainly appreciate the portions of your life that are not perfect, and the beauty of what the imperfection brings. And maybe we need to talk about that a little bit more. Sometimes imperfections provide you the opportunity to recover. How am I going to recover? And the recovery in itself is beautiful. The recovery, the way you recovered, can be beautiful and tells a story to you and to others around you about being resilient. So much can come about in accepting the imperfections of life. What did you gain in your imperfect moment? What did you learn about you? What did it bring you? Because sometimes imperfection can bring you the best part of life. It can bring you the thing that, and we're more receiving of that when we're younger. When I was in college, your car break down, child, you meet somebody on the way to school and y'all become fast friends. Y'all hanging out for the week. Imperfection gives birth sometimes to the best parts of life, to some fun, unexpected things that can come up in your life. Accept and embrace that things don't always happen perfectly. My marriage is not perfect. God knows it's not. But it brings such a different perspective on how to live life. Me and my husband have a different approach to life. And sometimes I have to stop and say, well, maybe his approach in this situation is great. Let me be open to his approach. It does not always have to be Angela's way. There's room. His way constantly reminds me that there's more than one way to the destination. The goal is that we get there. Accept that there's more than one way, So I want you to accept your imperfections. I want you to see the beauty in it and how it blesses your life. And then from that space, from the space of fullness, because acceptance of imperfection brings fullness to you and it removes the emptiness. Sometimes life, I know I was even going here. Sometimes life can make you feel like your imperfections create deficit and that there is lack in your life. And if you focus on that, then you will always feel like that your life is full of lack, and your perception, no matter what somebody gives you, you'll always see lack. No matter what blessing you have, you'll always see lack. In acceptance of imperfection, that helps you to see the fullness of your life. It gives you the appreciation for life. It helps to generate the gratitude that creates fullness. And you see your life as full. And so you manifest more fullness in your life. All right, so I want you to focus on that this week. I want you to focus on accepting all of the good, the bad, the ugly, loving yourself, being compassionate with yourself, and doing things that make you feel good about you, your life, and all that God has blessed you with. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. Yeah, I had to stop and check. That's all I have for you today. Y'all, I want you to get out and enjoy this beautiful fall weather and create a life that you love, honey, one that you enjoy. And do that with zest and zeal. Take the day, take your life, take your way.
Taking the day, I am taking the day. Taking the day.